This is so stupid. So, the oh, so
I don't
today.
Please tell me that though that you're gonna have Megan's giggle fit
Oh,
recording from the other day.
yeah.
Oh
I
my
have
God,
already
Megan, I
downloaded
was
all of that.
laughing so hard along with you once I heard it because I'm like,
I
to me it's like the guy who pulled himself over with the with his sweatshirt cord instead of pulling the light
yes.
switch.
I couldn't believe that was the movie. I was like, is this for real? Is
I
this
thought-
for real?
I thought that was really dumb too, but I didn't remember. I forgot about it because I kind of put that one out of my head because I didn't care for it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was
By the way,
terrible.
here's my Christmas sweater, by the way.
It's beautiful. I love it.
It has a bell somewhere
Wow.
on it. I don't remember where it is anymore. Oh, here it is.
This. Oh, sure.
I've had this for 15 years now.
My gosh.
It's
I don't have a
still in
Christmas
style.
sweater.
There's a section at Goodwill that's just labeled ugly sweaters.
This one would
Oh,
be
really?
like the $100 ugly sweater ones now. I got it for like $10 at Ragstock. This was before
Nice.
like ugly sweaters became the thing. And it was
Mhm.
2008 and we had a college party. And so my sister and I and my cousin went and bought ugly sweaters. And we have kept them for this long because this is
Yeah.
like the old cable knit type style.
Mhm.
And
Mm-hmm.
you know, Santa's beard is fuzzy and stuff.
Yeah.
These things are like 75, $80 now if you find them anywhere.
Jeez, really?
Yeah.
Even at
That's
like
ridiculous.
a Ragstock or
Oh,
something?
yeah. Any of them,
Go to
any of the
Goodwill.
like good old ones that are not like even the new ones that are meant to be ugly are $40 because
I
it's a big
know.
thing every year.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, we
Supply
were
demand,
my
baby.
I know John and I, we had an ugly sweater thing last year, I think for his cousin's party. And we were looking and yeah, there's like $50 on Amazon. And we were like, we're not spending $50 on a ridiculously horrendous sweater. I'll go to Goodwill and pay $5, $10.
But even at Goodwill, they're not cheap.
They're still cheaper than $50.
Yeah. Well, and those ones typically, oh, Bodie, you're so silly. Yeah. Those ones tend to be like the ones that people bought at Target that last
Mhm.
year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got my incense going. I got my Aurora Borealis light going.
Megan,
Amy, I am recording a Maple Valley Christmas. I saw it on Friendly and I'm like, okay. But when I
that one
started
wasn't
recording,
as bad, but you will see, like, if you're going to do it as a drinking game, every time they talk about the goddamn hat, it should be a shot.
Okay.
all right. I
Go
just like, I'm like, oh God. Okay.
So I don't have really any, I mean, as far as notes, I just
Mhm.
took notes about the thing. I don't care how we do it.
I got no notes.
It's all in there. Not me. These go
It's a
in one
mesh
ear and out the other.
colander up here. It's a mesh colander.
Yeah. Mine's
Nothing gets through. Just kidding. It all goes away.
Just a sieve.
It
yeah,
is.
mine, especially with these, it's in one eyeball and out the other.
You don't, and that
Not
we've
all of
talked-
them. There's some good
No,
ones.
there's some. I will say though, my favorite Hallmark movie, and I can't remember the name of it, of course, but it's not even a
It's gonna be
Christmas
super
movie.
helpful.
It's not even. It's a movie. Really,
That's like a rap right there. It's a
it's a Halloween movie where this
Oh,
Oh
you
my
talked
God.
about that last
Yeah.
year. In
the
our
warlock.
Hallmark
The
stuff.
Okay.
warlock loses his powers. It's the cutest. I'm gonna find it.
okay.
Or you find out what it's called, and then we can recap that
The
sometime later in the
3-bed,
season.
2-bath, and a ghost one was kind of cute on
Oh.
Hallmark during the fall here.
Oh, I don't recall that one.
I don't know that one.
Oh, I'd recommend watching it. I probably messaged you guys about it back in like October when we watched
Probably.
it, but it was Like a woman who,
No,
you know,
because I would have remembered that. I never forget.
you want to take a bet?
I
No.
never forget.
Do you want me to search our chat and see if I
I told you, steel trap.
No, actually, you said
Called-
colander.
It's called A Kind of Magic.
Okay.
Oh, the one you like? Okay.
It came out in 2015 and it's unrated, so watch your children.
Are there going to
Oh,
be
Ralph.
Effenheimers in it?
Are you kidding me?
Hallmark.
Though I will say there are several times that I'm just keep waiting for one of these Christmas movies to turn into like Christmas horror Hallmark, which
I
would be
know.
hilarious.
I love it.
Which was on SNL when Nate Bargatze
Yes.
was
Oh, I love
seen
him.
that.
I
Oh,
haven't
you
watched
did
that
talk about
episode yet.
that. I do remember that.
That
See?
one I talked about. Yep. And I did talk about, I think I mentioned the other one, but we hadn't talked about it. But the three bed, 2 bath, 1 ghost it's kind of cute.
Okay. Well, we'll do it. We'll cover that in season 5. 1 episode. All right, let's get started.
Oh, this does
Okay.
look like a cute movie. Is this a Hallmark movie? The 3 bed, 2 bath, 1
Yep.
ghost?
Yep.
It looks really cute.
Mm-hmm. It's a little cheesy because you know the
What?
girl who plays the ghost is like, well, doll, let me see how that is, and you know she's
Oh.
trying to do like the 1920s
19
talk. And
Yeah.
A Hallmark movie is cheesy?
No. You must
I
be
don't
mistaken.
think it was a Hallmark movie then.
sacrilege. I know.
How dare you? All right, well, I might have to watch that because that looks super cute. The house that Anna, a new real estate agent, has listed has a spirit from the 1920s that just won't go. Even worse, the ghost is afraid she won't be able to pass over until she reconciles Anna with her ex.
Mhm. Don't you see here, doll? Don't you know that you got blah, 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 blah? Yep.
I like that kind of talk.
I do
I like
too.
those old
All right,
movies.
I'm gonna have to watch that now.
I will too.
That sounds cute.
Cute.
Cute. All for cute.
Oh, but cute. So cute.
So
all right.
cute. All right, are we ready?
Yeah, let's
Doll?
go.
Hi, Ghosty fam. Welcome to The Activity Continues, a podcast where 3 friends and soul sisters discuss episodes of the TV show The Dead Files and talk about other creepy shit as well.
This week, though, we'll be talking about Hallmark movies and some holiday traditions. And the Hallmark movies we have been watching and texting and messaging each other, some voice messages and other things throughout the holiday season so far.
Yeah.
Yep.
As far as content warning, we don't really know. I mean, it's Hallmark, so there's probably,
not a
gonna be-
lot.
We're not going to be talking about like triggery things, but speaking for myself, we'll probably still have some Effenheimers. So
Oh, for sure.
just I mean,
Oh,
maybe
for
not as much as
sure.
normal, but yeah. So some things we want to talk about. We had our holiday happy hour
Housekeeping.
yesterday.
Oh my God, it was so
And that was
fun.
We
Mhm.
had a good turnout, and it was a good number. I wish everybody had come,
Mhm.
but it was a good number, and there was
Mhm.
still some over talking, so it's hard to like tell who was talking when and all that. So we'll work on that. We might use something other than Zoom next time. When there's more than 20 people that are patrons, I think we'll make it just paid patrons. So
Mhm.
that'll lessen the number of people. Although everybody that was there yesterday was a paid patron. Anyway, another thing we want to let our listeners know is that Google Podcasts, if you don't already know, Google Podcasts is going away because Google loves to discontinue pieces of their platform that people use and enjoy.
Mhm.
And that is one of the ones that
Obviously.
they're getting rid of. And we just got a few new subscribers in the past month. I got my report yesterday, and there's still new people subscribing
Awesome.
on Google.
On Google?
So, yep. So
Okay.
I want to make sure that those who are, if you're listening on Google Podcasts, you're going to have to pick another podcast
Do you
podcast
know-
app pretty soon.
Do you know when it's supposed to go away?
No, they said mid 2024, but they announced it a year ago. So and they said, oh, nothing's changing for now in the announcement that they sent out last year. But when I checked it today, or yesterday, I think it said it's going away soon. So it could be any moment. I would recommend getting a new podcast
Platform.
app. Mhm. Apple or not Stitcher.
Pod-
That's gone too.
Podbean. Are we on
Podbean?
Podbean?
I like
I use
Podbean.
Castbox.
I use Podcast Republic, but that's only for Android, unfortunately.
Mm.
But if you're an Apple and you don't like Apple Podcasts, because I know they kind of suck, then Podbean is a good one.
I just use Apple.
Yeah. A lot
Are
of
we on
people don't like
Spotify?
Apple. Yes, we are on Spotify.
Spotify.
Spotify is nice too because you don't. Well, I think that anytime someone listens to our show, it counts as a download, even though it's not downloaded.
Mm.
But Spotify is nice because it sends you a note when you're following someone and it says, "Hey, there's a new Armchair Expert episode" or whatever. So
Apple does too if you have
Does
it
it?
set up.
Okay.
Because a banner will pop down and it will say new episode. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Podcast Republic doesn't send you a message, I don't think, but it just automatically downloads if you have it set that way. And then you go look in your downloads and it's there. And that's how I know that there's a new episode of whatever I'm watching. There's only listening to. There's only a few that I automatically download. But anyway, so Google Podcasts going bye-bye. All right. So we're going to start with talking about holiday traditions, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did get one submission from
Yeah.
a listener, a
Mhm.
patron. So we can read that.
Okay.
If you guys want to talk about any of yours, I've talked about mine before, but I'll bring it up again because it's a doozy. So,
Well,
It-
I don't remember it. So,
okay.
Mhm.
That doesn't surprise me.
wow. To my face, too.
We've already discussed your memory today. All right. Amy, do you want
I
to
have
start?
other
You look
good
like you raised your hand.
qualities.
I know you do. I know you do. I'm burning incense, everyone, because of the gremlins in our sound recordings lately. And the smoke is just going right to my face. I had it behind me, but then it was right next to Vivi, and I didn't want her to be
The
smelling
gremlins are
that.
now pissed off that
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
They're like,
just send it back. Send it
can't
back.
win.
It's
can't
like
win.
that audiogram when the person's like, I'm saging my house, and my kids are like, I can't breathe. And she goes, I bet you can't, demons.
I've seen that in a meme or a few things
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I saw one that something about if you're not coming to my house, then the sage is working or something like
Yeah.
that. Anyway,
All right. We got a story
do you
or
want
a
is Amy
tradition.
Amy gonna go first?
Yeah.
AP?
Yeah,
Amy.
sure. Love to share our family tradition, which
Yeah.
is making pierogi. So on my dad's side of the family, we are Polish. A good chunk of even doing the 23andMe, I think a quarter of my genetic makeup comes from Poland, Eastern Poland. And excuse me, I keep clearing my throat, but
Are you getting the incense from over here?
Yeah, I think the sage is burning a little too hard right now.
Yeah.
But so my dad's side of the family, so my great grandparents came over from Poland in like the 19 teens somewhere. My grandpa was born in the US, but they came over, and my great grandmother taught my grandmother, who was her daughter-in-law, because she liked her, taught her how to make pierogi in her way. So every pierogi, if people don't know, is like the dumpling of Eastern European cultures, or in a lot of ways, they're called different things in different areas, but it is basically a dough with a filling. So I swear every culture there's empanadas, there's
do.
raviolis,
Mhm.
there's
And all those Asian dumplings.
there's the
Mhm.
dumplings, there's all sorts of them. So the pierogi is kind of our thing. And ours are ones that we only make at around Christmas, sometimes around Easter, but they're a long process. And so my grandparents did them for a long time. And then when they couldn't do them anymore, my aunt took them over, and my mom, my sister, and I would go and help my aunt make them. So my aunt taught me. I had done them once or twice with my grandparents, and it is basically making a pasta dough. So egg, flour, salt, water, and an extra egg yolk. And I have found like the perfect ratio of what's that extra egg yolk. So people have asked me for a recipe, and I'm like, I can give you instructions, because
Mhm.
it's a lot of by taste, by touch,
Mhm.
by feel, like what does it look like? And so we started making them with just my mom, my sister, and I, and then whoever can make it up to my sister's house the last 8 years now. I think this will be our 8th year making them. And I think last year we made 400. So it
Oh,
is,
how big are they? Like what size?
they're a couple inches. So we typically take a ball of dough that's about the size of a walnut. So a walnut in its shell. And so you roll that out and then we roll them flat, fill it with our potato and cheese mixture, which is potato, cheese, salt, and pepper. And our potatoes, I hand mash them, but we try to dry them out a little bit because you don't want too much moisture in, at least in our filling.
Mhm.
And the cheese that we use is a dry curd farmer's cheese, and it's harder and harder to find. It used to be dry cottage cheese, and you actually still had to squeeze the moisture out of it with a cheesecloth.
Oh,
Yeah. And so you just want it a little bit drier because of the way that our dough and everything is made. So you roll out the dough. We do typically like 25 at a time so we can keep count.
Mhm.
And then you fill it, pinch it shut so it's a half moon shape. And then we put them down so that the outside gets to dry a little bit. So that it gets like, you'll see the color change to kind of a golden yellow color.
Hmm.
And then we boil them. And once they float to the surface, they're edible. So you always got to taste them, make sure that
Right.
they're good.
Right.
But we
Quality
fry ours.
control.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we fry ours in peanut oil is a great one because they get nice and golden brown. But if you don't have peanut oil, we use like canola and throw a little butter in and it helps them brown up.
Hmm.
So they're super healthy. But
Potatoes, cheese, butter, oil.
we've
all the best things.
experimented with, adding some different flavors and whatnot. I am all for sharing like how to make them and teaching people or bringing people in to do so, because traditions like this can't continue if
Mm.
they're just held on to, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And having had that experience, I've actually written down my instructions, and it's kind of a long thing, but it's one thing. I make the dough and the filling the day before, and then we make everything the next day. And we have found, like as long as the dough stays cool and it doesn't get tacky when you're trying to roll it out, then we don't have splitting or issues of getting holes in the dough, which if you get a hole in the dough, then it's really hard to fry because the oil gets inside and just makes it pop and explode.
Yeah.
But it's, finding like the right mixture. So I'll make I think we'll do like 28 to 35 cups of flour.
Oh
And
my
then you think
God.
it's 1 egg per cup of flour.
Mhm.
And it's 1 extra egg yolk. So I'll make 7 cup flour balls. So 7 eggs, 7 cups of flour, and 1 extra egg yolk. Because if you go any further than that with an extra egg yolk, it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't help the elasticity or the color and texture. So,
Mhm.
yep.
Fun.
And then so it'll
That
be
sounds really fun.
20 to 25 pounds of potatoes.
That's a lot
Wow.
of potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's an ordeal, but I love it. It's something everyone's like, wait, when are you making pierogi this year? This is around the time you make them, right?
Mhm.
Fun. And then do you give them away as
Yep.
like Christmas gifts? Okay.
We give them to family. So if people show up and help, you get to take some pierogi home. And then,
Nice.
my uncle and aunt and a couple family members who that's kind of the tradition, and gotten really good compliments that my pierogi make them think of their parents. So
Aw, that's so nice.
yeah.
Cool.
That's the best compliment.
Yeah.
Yes, lots of pepper, lots of salt. And we
Oh.
have found the way to, as we dry out our potatoes, instead of leaving them in a colander, as we talked about earlier a little bit, we actually we put towels out, and then we put parchment paper on top of that, and we put the potatoes out on that. And then I salt and pepper them as they're laying out so that they're drying, but then also absorbing
Okay.
some of the salt and
Yep.
pepper to try and get them as much as possible.
Mhm.
And then still salt and pepper when I mix them.
Nice.
Nice. That
Well,
sounds
those sound delicious. I've had pierogies at Kramarczuk's.
I love Kamarchak. So
All right. Well, I've
used to
had
get our,
pierogies from Costco, so.
hey, you know what? There's some really good ones out there. So
Mhm.
I bought some frozen pierogies and I think they're still in the freezer, but I think they came with us from our old house. So don't think they're good anymore.
Yeah.
That was a couple years ago. So.
Yeah, a couple years ago. 6.
I do say I like to try pierogi when I see them on menus, but I'm kind of judgy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
It's
Yeah.
not that they're not good. It's just they're different. And
Yeah.
so, and I know I've worked with people who also make pierogi and they have a totally different recipe, but it's the same premise.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They make them at the Lowry restaurant
Mhm.
in Uptown, and Greg orders them all the time when they're on the menu. Usually it's only in the winter, fall.
Mhm.
And it's pierogies and like, I want to say it's like a beef steak with steak. It is a steak and pierogies. That's what it is. But I think there's like a gravy, like a brown gravy that goes on the steak. That I don't remember exactly, but he orders them a lot and he really likes them. That would be fun
Hard
to
to
make.
not like potatoes and dough
I
and
know.
fry.
I know. I am such a sucker for any kind of dough wrapped something.
Mhm.
I love, gyoza and wontons and
Mhm.
pierogies and anything that's
Well,
like
we
that.
can set up some time in January or something, and I can make up a batch that'll get us about 100, give or take.
Wow, that would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I could eat
I
quarter
could eat
of that.
100.
They can be frozen too, and
Mhm.
then they texture changes a little bit, but when we take them out, when we freeze them, use the air fryer.
Mhm.
Or I've known people who will, bake them in like almost a lasagna type style with a red sauce.
Oh,
Yeah, we do ours in the
interesting.
air fryer.
Mhm.
Huh.
It's really good.
Cool. Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
Megan, do you have a tradition you want to share with us?
Not really. I
No?
mean, we just
You're gonna have
kind
to
of
make your own.
we used to a few years ago when my sister-in-law first married into our family, we would do cookie decorating where we would decorate the cookies and then my dad and brother would pick the winners. But that kind of died out once we had, they had their girls and it's kind of hard to do that. We do it now, so we'll still decorate the cookies, but we don't judge them.
Mm.
I mean, I
Not
secretly
out loud
judge,
anyway.
but
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, you're doing orange and green?
That's an
Okay.
interesting choice.
It's your cookie.
But that seems like something that could pick up again as the kids get
Mhm.
older and, maybe just create creative
It's just like
awards.
it's
Yeah.
exhausting to decorate
Yeah.
cookies.
Yeah.
It's like I'll do like 2 really like dedicated decorations and then I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like it's mentally exhausting. Or maybe it's just me and
Kudos to people who do cookie exchanges and all
oh
that.
yeah.
I am thankful that we don't.
Yes.
I don't need any more cookies.
No.
I don't want to try and give them away. And I feel bad when people make like these great, brilliant ones. And then I just don't.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. So, but no, we don't really have any. I mean, the only thing we just do, presents Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And then Santa, so my brother and sister-in-law, their kids have never believed in Santa or anything like that.
Mhm.
But I think Jordan is going to, and we're going to start, I think,
Yeah.
next year. Because
Yeah.
he'll be 4 then. So he'll kind of get it.
So what's a fun one to do with kids? Because when my dad coached when we were younger, we used to have some of his players would do this for us. And it was mix oatmeal and glitter together. But
Mhm.
then he threw it out in the yard because it's reindeer food. And so the glitter is used to
Oh.
attract. There's actually a little like story that goes with it. So I can't remember what there's like a little poem that goes with this. I found it before and
Cute.
I've given it to some
Yeah.
colleagues that have small children. But yeah, it was, throwing the oats out and then the glitter is to attract the reindeer and then the oats
Uh-huh.
are to feed them as they're waiting for Santa.
That's cute.
Is this just dry oatmeal or is it wet? Oh,
No,
okay.
just dry
Okay.
oats. And
And then the deer eat them, and then I suppose there's glitter poopies.
yep. And the
Glitter
glitter,
deer
the
poopies.
glitter's just meant to attract them in the moonlight or the starlight, or they're
Mhm.
attracted
Cute.
to glitter, whatever.
Yeah.
There's just a cute little story that goes with it. So it's one thing that when I know I have colleagues with kids who have the belief in Santa and that sort of stuff, adding to that magic is I throw that out there for them. So
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Amy, what traditions do you guys have?
So when I say Greg and I don't really do that much for Christmas anymore. We just have my mom and Jackie over for dinner. My mom comes over Christmas Eve and we watch Hallmark movies. And then in the morning, she gets up at like 2
Mhm.
p.m. And then we have dinner at
Mhm.
3 or 4, and then
Mhm.
she goes home. But when I was doing Christmas with her side of the family, and we've talked about those
Yep.
people before. And so the whole time I was growing up, what we would do, and they still do this. One of the things they do is they sing the 12 Days of Christmas. So when I was little, me and two or three of my other cousins, I can't remember which all were involved. We drew these. We had this little paper that were like long, skinny paper that looked like little signs. And we took turns drawing the 5 golden rings and the partridge in a pear tree and all this. So these are all still there from the 70s, laminated.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
And everybody gets one, or each group of people, if there's, because that family's humongous now. They all have kids who have kids who have kids who have kids.
Mhm.
It's humongous. And so they sing the thing and they hold up the sign when it's their turn to sing
Mhm.
that thing.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah.
After that, they bring out a cake, and the oldest person in the room and the youngest person in the room sit together and with a candle on the cake, and they sing happy birthday to Jesus and blow out the candle.
Okay.
Yep. And then they sing Come On Ring Those Bells, which is a
A
song.
lot of singing going on.
Yeah. Oh, we used to do like entire variety shows. Like the kids would come out and sing a song or do a dance, and it would go on. It would all night.
Oh my
all night.
goodness.
That's
And then
a lot.
yeah, and then the Santa comes,
Mhm.
of course, and he comes in and sits down, and he has the big bag that
Mhm.
all the parents have put stuff in for everybody in the room.
Mhm.
And then he just sits there and hands them all out and says, have you been
Mhm.
good? And blah, blah, blah. And I don't know what they're going to do this year, because our Santa is like 65 years old now. And he doesn't move very well anymore.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they're replacing.
They're going to have to pass the Santa torch.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they're going to probably have to get a
or
new
the
one.
Santa sleigh,
Yeah.
as it were.
It was really fun when I was little.
That
It was one
sounds
of my
like a
dad's
really good-
friends.
Yeah.
When I was little, it was one of my dad's friends, because he's the actor. He had a ton of friends.
Right.
Mhm.
And one of them's name was Butch, big guy, and the belly was his own.
Mhm.
And he was super sweet, jovial, knew the whole family.
Oh, that's
And
fun.
so
That's fun. Yeah.
it was really cute when I was little. And I remember when I was still a believer, I would get so excited. He would jingle the bells
Aw.
outside the door, and we'd all run to the door, and we'd be like screaming like it was
Oh
the
my
Beatles or
gosh.
something.
That is so cute.
It was really fun. It was really
That's just
fun
adults when
little.
there's more beverages coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's
yeah,
really
fun.
fun.
That
yeah.
sounds like a really fun tradition.
a lot of that stuff was fun. Yeah. I
Yeah.
could never get behind the come on, ring those bells, because everybody has a bell and they all
No.
ring it. And it's
A
light
lot
the
of bells.
Christmas tree because it's Jesus's birthday. And they sing happy birthday to Jesus.
You know what's interesting? I have recently saw something, and I kind of looked into it, that the 12 days of Christmas are potentially all gifts of birds.
It is. Yeah.
Mm.
The 8 maids of milking and the
11
9
lords of
ladies.
leaping.
There's a couple of them that are a little bit of a stretch, but the 5 golden rings, ringneck
Mhm.
pheasants.
Oh.
And it's something I read said like some of those might be like feast type birds, or like, yeah, the lords of leaping, they were saying like great herons or things like that,
Yeah.
because they look like very regal and that sort of
Mhm.
stuff. But pipers are a type of bird. And
I found a meme this week, and it said, "You okay, babe? You've barely touched the 184 birds I gave you over the course of the 12 days of Christmas."
you can have your own menagerie with all of these, but the drummers drumming, I was reading what they were saying about that, and I'm like, you know what bird makes the most sense to me is grouse. I don't know if you've ever heard of grouse in the wild, but they drum their wings. They're literally like conservationists or DNR and that sort of stuff. When they're doing counts on grouse, they'll go out and they'll listen for the drumming, and it literally sounds like
It could be woodpeckers drumming on the trees.
Yep, that's one of the things that they were saying too. Is with
See, I know stuff about nature.
Yeah, man.
Birds.
We didn't say you didn't.
No.
I know. I'm overcompensating.
You just said you wouldn't remember it. That's all.
It's true. Valid fact. That's valid. It's a valid point, Amy. It hurts. It hurts, but it's true.
I feel like we need to give Megan a gavel so she can just make a judgment on.
I'd probably make the same judgment like 10 times because I'd forget. I mean, how many times this season did I tell you to name an episode? Like 1, 2, and 3. Oh my.
Yeah.
How many times? And every time I was like, oh my God, this is the best idea ever.
I can't believe I just came up with this.
I know.
We
I was like, I
actually
can't
have.
believe we haven't done it.
We
And
actually
Amy's like-
have 2 other ones. We've done it twice.
Yeah.
So we should do one of those every season.
At least.
Just have it.
And Amy's
my.
like, can
Easter
you
egg.
fucking stop with this? We've done it 75 times. Fucking stop.
And we only have 72 episodes out.
I know.
but-
I know.
Actually,
Every
this is
time, you
episode
guys,
92.
I was so excited. I'm
I
like,
know.
"Ooh, yes, I've got it.
But
So
the thing
I
is
love it.
that I would think about some of those too, but then I'd be like, no, we've already done that. And so when
Yeah, I
you would
didn't
send
have
it, I'd be
that
like, I
thought.
thought about that too.
see, I didn't have that follow-up thought. I just had the initial thought.
Okay, that's fine. That's why there's 3 of us.
Yeah.
We back each other up.
My jaws
And
are
then
hurting
AP
from
and
laughing
Amy
now.
have a chat on the side with a bet. Like, what do you think Megan's
What do you think
gonna
Megan's
say
going
for
to
this one?
suggest an Oh My episode again?
Oh, the
Okay.
struggle's real. The
Okay,
Yeah.
struggle's
but
real.
seriously, I haven't laughed this much in a while. My jaw
Mouth is
hurts.
short. Yeah. Well, it's good for you.
Hallmark movies, traditions, and laughing. Oh my.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
There's the title.
You did it. We could name all of our bonus episodes Oh My.
Oh my.
Oh My.
Oh my ...
Yeah.
hmm
Who wants to read our submission? I'll let one of you guys do it. I feel like I've talked enough.
Me too. Amy can.
I'm gonna say I always talk enough, but I am happy to read.
That's
We'll see
one
if my
thing
eyes want to work that way. Are you ready and you're comfy over there?
Yep.
All right. So this is a holiday tradition from our patron Shannon. For a few years there, when I was a preteen to young adults, my dad and I had a Thanksgiving tradition. We would watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Oh my God, I fucking love Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The
It's a
nights you
flesh
say
wound.
me. He's got big sharp pointing teeth.
What are you gonna do? Bleed on me? Your bloody arm's gone.
No, it's not. Tis a flesh wound.
Just but a
Come here,
flesh
I'll
wound.
kick ya. Okay, we're one sentence
Okay.
in.
We should bring Greg in
Where
here
did they
because he
get a
could do the whole
coconut?
fucking movie. Yeah.
How does Sparrow carry a coconut? Okay. Maybe we need to talk about the Holy Grail someday.
I'll let Greg in
Uh,
on that one. I'll sit that one out. He can do that.
Yeah. When I was 10 or 11, we'd come home from my uncle's house. He hosted Thanksgiving most years, and he and my grandma and my mom cooked, and it was on a cable station. I'd never seen it before then and thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Side note, this and Blazing Saddles are 2 of the funniest things
Mm.
ever.
I don't think I've seen Blazing Saddles.
Oh, you should see it. It's good.
Oh,
I like it
it's
better than Holy Grail,
so-
actually.
So good. And Young Frankenstein. Oh, but
Mhm.
those are Mel
Mel
Brooks.
Brooks. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
a little
I
different.
like Mel
genre.
Brooks more than I like Monty Python.
Yeah. They're just
Don't tell
different.
Shannon that.
They're very different. Yeah.
Very different, but yeah, so good. Okay, back to Shannon's story. I'll stop jumping around. My dad
Will you,
enjoyed
though?
explaining the jokes to me that I was just maybe old enough for. ... And it became a thing every year for a while. Also, for 11 years, I worked for the local Michigan company that paid lots of money to save America's Thanksgiving Day Parade here in Detroit. So we had a big float and a balloon and many employees in the parade. I'd watch it every year and see my coworkers on TV. No going downtown at 5 a.m. in the cold for me to get it dressed up and who knows what and walk 3 to 4 miles. That didn't sound fun to me, but I had
Nope.
come down with RA the year after I joined the company. So I'm totally on board with you there, Shannon. I'm not going downtown at
No.
5 a.m. And if I'm going to walk miles, I'm hiking where there's not
I
a
don't
lot
want
of
to go
people.
anywhere at 5 a.m. I don't want to
No.
go anywhere. I'm gonna
No.
no. If you're inviting me to something and it starts at 5 a.m. or it starts after 9 p.m., I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm out.
Oh, honey,
asleep.
after 9, I am also one of those that is like, oh, I'm in sweatpants and it's 4:30. You're
Mhm.
gonna have to do a lot to convince me to come out.
If
Yeah.
my bra's off, there's a high chance I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And then Shannon also says, also the same uncle from above banned me from playing Nintendo Duck Hunt with them anymore because I was too good. Of course.
Fun.
Oh, I love it. Thanks, Shannon, for
Thanks,
sharing
Shannon.
your
That's a good-
stories.
Thank you, Shannon.
Yeah.
I can
Anybody else
just-
has any? Send them
I
in.
could just picture her sitting there with her dad and he's explaining some of the jokes that would just go over a child's head.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fun.
We are the knights who say nee.
All right.
Fun story. So when I was in high school, I was in an English class and we had to do put on a skit about something.
hmm
And so my partner and I were doing like a Monty Python and the Holy Grail type skit. So we got a bunch of letters and we taped them together. So he was wearing a chainmail suit. And so we galloped into coconuts and then we did our whole skit.
Cute.
That's awesome. We also did the Knights Who Say Knee for my 8th grade parents appreciation thing. We all had to do different things. And one of my groups, we decided to do the Knights Who Say Knee. And so we had, the shrubbery and the white picket fence that they went with the shrubbery later on and all of that stuff.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a classic.
It is. It sure is.
Speaking of classics, time
Yeah.
for our
I was gonna
Hallmark
say.
Christmas movies of 2023, the massive classics that they are.
Yes, that's right. Well,
All right. I have to turn my camera off because I have to stand up for a little bit. So
Okay.
because my hip's hurting.
okay.
Because I'm old.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say youngest one here, but you're not. Amy, you're the younger, aren't you?
I know Amy's the youngest. I'm
Yeah.
the middle child, so that explains a lot. So
Oh.
this week I watched Navigating Christmas, I think it was called.
Yes. Okay.
Oh.
So
Oh God.
friends out there, the intro that you heard for this episode is a voice message that Megan sent to us while she was watching this. And we laughed so hard at it that we decided it had to be in the show. So that is I will play. I'm going to put the intro is going to be just her laughing, but I will put the entire thing in this discussion because it talks about the actual stories.
This is so stupid. So so Navigating Christmas. If you're gonna watch it, I'm gonna spoil it, so maybe don't listen to this message. But it's a single mom who goes with her teenage son out to this lighthouse to spend Christmas on a lighthouse, and the guy that she falls in love with teaches him Morse code, apparently with a flashlight. And so he hears that his dad is now having a baby with his new girlfriend, and he takes this boat out in the middle of the water, and he gets stranded, and they're all looking for him. And he gets found because he's using a flashlight to spell to Morse code with this flashlight. And the mom goes, "What's he saying?" And the guy goes, "He spelled out happy holidays." He's stranded in the middle of this Bay Area and it's freezing out. But yeah, he's going to spell happy holidays.
So
It was, oh my God, it was so the plot of the movie is Melanie and Jason. So Melanie's the mom and Jason's her teenage son from a previous marriage where they are divorced. And Jason's dad was supposed to take Jason skiing, but instead his new girlfriend is pregnant, but they don't want to tell Jason that. So Melanie lies to Jason and says his new girlfriend is sick. And so she books this holiday at this lighthouse where they're the caretakers of the lighthouse, and so much fun. And of course she's a big city gal and going off into podunk nowhere to be with this. Oh my God, it's just it was really bad. I didn't enjoy this one.
I did not enjoy this one either.
I did not watch it, but when you were telling me about they taught him Morse code with the flashlights, I'm like, okay, Morse code is not easy
Right.
to memorize. in a short amount of time. And we all know that these movies only take place in like
No.
a fucking week.
It was like a
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's then the whole like kid out in a boat in the middle of a harbor flashing a flashlight. Let me tell you that the normal beam of a flashlight does not travel that far.
Right.
No.
Like you
No,
might see a
it's- oh my
flicker of a
God.
light, but you won't. I mean, it's not like it's traveling miles, so they'd have to
No.
be within a fairly
And so Jason
area.
learns that his dad's girlfriend is pregnant. And of course, he just loses his fucking shit. And he steals a boat and travels in. Okay, you guys, he's traveling into like a bay. Like it's not even like he's out in the ocean, like amongst 50-foot waves. He's in the bay. They're all acting like he's fucking gone forever. And so they're, oh my God, Jason's never done this before. So then Peter, the lighthouse guy, is standing at the top of the lighthouse with his fucking binoculars. And he's like, oh, come on, Jason, give me a sign. And this is when Jason uses his flashlight because the boat, of course, died in the middle of the bay.
And nobody knows how to paddle or row oars, I'm
No.
sure.
No. Oh my God.
That would have been some helpful, you know.
And so they're on like walkie-talkies, and Peter's like, I found him. He's using Morse code to talk to us. And then Melanie's like, okay. And then Jason goes, he's signing happy holidays. I'm like, are you
That's
fucking
not what he
kidding
was.
me?
That was not what he was sending.
No.
That was not the Morse code he was sending. We're all positive.
And then I
on that.
was texting Amy about it, and I called it, what did I call it? Morose code?
Oh, I don't remember.
It was Friday night, and Greg went, womp womp. I spelled Morse code wrong. I spelled it morose,
Morose
like
code.
depressing. Morose
Uh-huh.
code.
Yeah.
I mean, in his case,
The
probably
whole
not
movie,
wrong.
I know that Hallmark movies are supposed to be corny. Like that's part of the charm, but this one was just bad.
there are some, and I think we were talking about this in our chat, like Amy or Megan was like, has anybody ever not finished a movie? And Amy, you said you feel bad if you don't. I'm like, I know within like 10 to 15 minutes if I'm
Yes.
going to turn this off.
Because I didn't finish, what was it? A Maple Hills
there's
Christmas
two
or
Maple ones
something.
this
I
year.
know there are.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, it was so, like there were so many plot holes in this. It was worse than Swiss cheese.
Or string
String
cheese.
cheese.
Or string cheese.
Jinx, Amy.
Okay, so the plot of this movie is this girl, her family owns the farm, and it's like a maple farm, and they want to expand to get into making ice cream or something. I don't fucking know. And there's this issue with the land. Like, oh my God, the land's not ours. So she goes to the local doctor to help. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Oh my God. This plot has more holes than string cheese, or not string cheese. Swiss cheese has more holes than Swiss cheese.
I'm gonna put that. I'll put that one in too.
It was
I'll put that
just,
in
I
there.
mean, I was like 15 minutes in, and I'm like, I can't do this. This is awful. This is so stupid.
No,
So don't watch that one.
We started one, and then I realized, because my mom just went through and like recorded ones that sounded good. And then we realized it was the Great American Family Channel.
No.
And the movie sounded really interesting, but the amount of Botox in these women, and I'm sorry, like do what you want, but it was unnatural looking. Like there was a woman who is supposed to be playing an 80-year-old woman, and just like just
That's
like, too
okay, but
much.
don't be gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It was just too much. And they were doing
Yeah.
they were having tea, like a tea party, and they all had to hold hands and say a prayer right then and there. And again, it's everybody's thing, but I'm like, really, at a tea party? But yeah, we lasted. I'm like, I can't
do
watch this. I can't. And half of the reason is because of the channel that it was on and what they stand for, and a lot of that. But also, and I know Hallmark has not been the best at that, but they're getting better.
They're getting better. They're
at least trying. Like they've had a few. I think it was last year, the year before, they did have a same-sex couple that was the main.
That was last year.
Couple in the story.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
And it
liked
was a
that one
really
too. It was
cute
really
movie
cute.
Well,
too.
and they've heard, like, hey, you never have any people of color as your main
Mhm.
characters.
Now they have a
Lifetime
whole
is probably a
channel.
little bit more ahead of the curve on those sorts of things, but yeah.
Hallmark has a mahogany channel now.
I saw that. I noticed that in the app. That's
Mhm.
really great.
Some of the
I
movies look
think
really
those
good.
movies
I'm gonna
should
have
also
to.
be in the
They
regular
should.
one
Yeah,
though
they
too,
should.
so that we can watch or that we
Well,
know to
there's
watch
a
them.
there's
you
a
know?
lot of them that it's like, okay, I am gonna have to do the Hallmark app or whatever, because Rescuing Christmas, which was
Mhm.
filmed in Duluth,
hmm Which is
is
in
only available
Minnesota.
on there, and that's with Rachel Lee
Oh,
Cook, and I adore Rachel Lee
she
Cook.
is really cute. Yeah, she's one of the ones that she was in a really cute one with I believe it was she owned a winery or something with wine, and she was in that one. It was
Did you
cute.
see the one where she traveled cross country, and I can't remember the name of it, but they end
We're
up in
really
like,
nailing this.
yeah. This one is a couple years ago, but I've watched it probably 3 times and I know what happens in it, but it's like one of those that if it comes on, I'm like, it's a cute one, because they end up having like, she and Guy are traveling and they end up in an airport and all the flights are grounded. So then they try to get on a train, and then they get on the wrong train and they end up in like a cattle car of a train, and then they end up in like Kansas, and then they end up borrowing somebody's tractor for a little while, and then she buys an old dog grooming truck.
Oh,
And
it's
so,
called Cross Country Christmas.
yes, yep,
I'm looking up all of her Hallmark movies.
that one's pretty cute. But yeah, there's some good ones out there. I will say other things that make it difficult. Sometimes the kids in the Hallmark movies are
Yeah, so
overacting.
she's in. I'm looking at a story, and it's Autumn in the Vineyard. That's the one that I
Okay.
was looking.
Okay.
I was thinking of. She is just really cute. Oh, but then there's Summer in the Vineyard too.
Oh.
And
I bet there's-
Valentine in the Vineyard. It's
I was gonna
a
say, is there
series.
winter and spring in the vineyard?
There should be.
No.
Yeah.
There might be, but I don't see it on this list. Summer Love was her first Hallmark movie.
Okay.
But anyways,
I do they have gotten more leading people in the Christmas movies, at least lately.
it's not just the same 5.
Yeah.
Rachel Lee Cook, Lacey Chabert, and
Lacey
fucking
Chabert.
Candace.
Who my mom
Hater.
calls. Yeah. My mom calls Lacey Chabert Chelsea for some reason. So I always call her Chelsea now.
So to me, she's like salt and pepper. Like she's just like good seasoning, but like bland. Like she's not gonna jazz up a dish. She's not like oregano.
Or vinegar. I mean,
she's growing on me. I didn't like her at all at first. And then I watched the Scottish one, Mary Scottish Christmas.
I still need to look at that one.
It was cute. I mean, I would give it 3 hot chocolates. That's my rating system.
Okay,
3
out of 5.
Out of 5. Yeah.
Yep.
I would give it 3. If it wasn't Scotland, I would have given it 1.5. But it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's it's her, and then her
Scott Wolf.
she's played by she's playing a woman who goes to Scotland with her brother, who is played by Scott Wolf, who was her brother in Party of 5.
Yes.
When they were children.
Yep.
One of my favorite Hallmark actors, aside from Tyler, because we all know I love him, is Ryan Pavey.
Yeah.
I'll watch almost anything with Ryan Pavey in it because
I like him
think
too.
he's really cute. And he's a decent actor for Hallmark,
Yeah.
He doesn't overact it.
There's another guy that I want to point out because, I liked the show or the movie I watched him in this year. It's called Checking It Twice. And the guy's name is Kevin McGarry.
Yes, you mentioned that, and I was looking for it and I couldn't find it.
It was on early.
Granted, I only looked for 2 seconds, so it's not like I did a real deep dive for it.
It was like the second one that I watched this year, but he's the one that was in the Wedding Veil series.
Okay.
Oh
And
yeah,
he had the terrible Boston accent.
Oh gosh.
Oh, Ryan did?
No, Kevin McGarry is his name.
Duh, you really just fucking said that. You guys, you're seeing it in real time.
And Checking It Twice also had Kim Matula, who I really like, and she was in The Ghosts of Christmas Past, which is last year. That was like a retelling of the Scrooge story.
Mhm.
What's the real word for that? The Christmas
Christmas
Not a
Carol.
Christmas
Christmas
Carol.
Carol. I
I'm
keep
like, it's
wanting to
not
say
Christmas story. I know, me too. And I'm like, nope, that's the You'll Shoot Your Eye Out,
That's with Ralphie.
Yeah.
which is also a classic.
Yep.
But I really like Checking It Twice. It's called that because he's a hockey player.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
that's one I
cute.
did want to watch. Speaking of hockey ones, did you guys watch Mary Kiss Cam from last year?
Mm-mm.
No.
I might
Okay.
have watched it last year, but I don't remember.
You know,
I'm really
overall,
far
it's a pretty good one,
behind.
but there's one thing in it that I'm like, if anybody actually lived in a northern city where there is snow, this would not happen. And it is both of the main characters. It's like a faded, you know, as an audience, you're supposed to see like, oh, they both do the same thing. And it's
Mhm.
scooping snow off of a metal pole or something in the street and eating it.
Nope.
Nobody fucking eats snow off of anything.
No.
That's gross.
In-
No.
in
Maybe in
States.
1940, but not
Yeah.
now.
But
Not
it's
now.
like they sit there and they both just like scoop snow off of like, I think one's even like a newspaper like thing. And I'm like, if you do that, you do it in nature areas and
Right.
not
And
where
don't
it's been
eat the
like,
yellow snow.
Yeah, I was going to say, even in nature areas, someone's probably peed on it.
Gross.
Yeah,
No.
no, it's not
Yeah,
a
if
good
it's
Do
idea.
your
yellow or-
research, Hallmark.
or blue if it's rabbits.
Don't do your
Oh.
research, Hallmark.
Yeah,
Right.
that was just one of those things that my mom and I were watching it last year, and we both looked at each other and goes, "You think they could have gotten at least a local to tell them that is not something anybody does?" Because
Yeah.
both
I
of these
will
people are supposed to be like local to the area or
Right.
grew up in the area.
I will say I do like it when the snow is horrifically bad, like when they glue
Oh, and it's digital.
like no, not
Or
even that when they like
the
glue
cotton on the
cotton balls
floor.
to the
Yeah.
boots
Yeah.
or they glue it to the windshield wipers. I'm like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's
Every
just-
once in a while, you get it where it's like, oh, like the one that they filmed in Duluth this year, they filmed in March. So they're going to get actual slush.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
going to get that actual
But it's-
disgusting look of
it's the
snow.
gross. Yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
pretty
It's not
December
pretty.
snow.
No,
It's
but
the
that's-
gross shit brown March snow.
Which is
Yeah.
the thing that everybody always misses, though, in these movies is that you throw salt and sand down on the road.
Yes.
It is never just a pristine white.
No.
Because if it's pristine white, that means that the snow has been packed down
And
and
it's
it is
really
now
slippery.
icy.
Yep.
And you're gonna slide.
And that is not something that they like. Just you don't even have to do much. Call somebody who lives in
Right.
in one of these states where
Yeah.
there's snow
Yeah.
often,
Or listen
and
to our
say,
podcast. We can
Yeah.
give you
How
guys
does
We'll help
this
you out,
work?
Hallmark. Call us. We're available.
That's right.
"Ugh."
For a small fee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll
A
say what I
starring role.
did really like this year was Mystery on Mistletoe Lane.
I did watch that. I
And-
watched that yesterday, I think.
Yeah, and it's
Let me find my notes on that one.
that's from on the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries channel. Which
You guys
Yes.
like those more.
I do
think.
like
do.
those because they tend to have a little bit more of a plot.
Yeah.
And
It's not the same story over and over again.
they don't
Wow.
follow the drinking game rules of the typical Hallmark ones as much. They
Like, there's
still
probably
want
not a
everybody-
craft show.
Those.
Yes, there
That's
there's
why
a
I
place
love
they
for
have
that.
their place. They have
Yeah.
their place, but I like the ones where you got a little bit. There's one. Oh, I'll have to look it up while you guys are chatting here too. But there's one. Yeah, let me find that before I talk about it. But I liked this one because I like the mystery, and
Yeah.
it's not hard to guess it
No,
on
it
what's
was
going
cute.
on.
It was cute. I gave that one 3.5 chocolates. Yeah, I liked that one. I thought it was
And the
cute. I
kids-
like that guy too. The
Mhm.
the male lead in that one. I didn't put his name in here. I can't remember his name.
What's the name of
Um,
the movie?
Mystery on Mistletoe Lane.
Oh, you mean the one you just fucking
Steel trap, steel trap.
Colander. Colander.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
I'm smart in
I-
other ways.
Are you looking up the man's name?
Yes.
Okay.
Victor Webster.
Really? Is there another man?
David?
listed?
Is that David?
I don't remember his character. No, that was the dad. Wasn't David the dad?
I don't know.
Avery was her last name. Was it David? Maybe it was David.
I think David was the guy.
No,
Okay.
the dad's name it looks like is Wallace.
Nope.
You're right. It was Wallace. Wall.
Victor
Mm.
Webster's the actor.
Okay. Well, that does not ring a bell in my noggin at all. But sure, I like him.
He was in
Um,
Working Moms, Bringing Down the House.
He's been in a bunch of Hallmark
Yeah.
ones. that
The
they don't-
Wedding Veil Journey,
Oh, that's where I would have seen him.
Yep.
A Christmas Cookie Catastrophe,
I
The
think I
Wedding
saw
Veil
that.
Legacy,
Yeah.
Matchmaker
I saw the Wedding Veil.
Mysteries.
He was
5-Star
he was paired
Christmas.
up with Allison Sweeney once, and I liked him.
You
with
do
her.
love her.
I do love her. She's not in any Christmas ones this year, I don't think. I have not
Oh,
found
he
a
worked
single
with
one
Lori
with her in it.
Loughlin. Ugh.
You know what? She's good in the mystery
She's good in the
ones.
mystery series. Yeah.
Mystery ones.
Mhm.
I like her in those.
She can't do romance though, in my
Right.
opinion.
Those have, if there's a romance, it's very slight and it's not,
No kissing because that's
Yeah.
sinful.
probably not things like that. She's not stuck up like that, is she? She's
No,
the
I
one
don't
that
know.
I don't think she is.
She's the one
that,
who sent her children to
Right. She went to
and
prison.
she got a slap on the wrist and cried about it.
No,
yeah.
she went to prison.
Yeah, a slap on the wrist. She didn't
Yeah.
get much time there. Like it was
No,
like
but
90
she got
days
more
or
time
something.
than the other one. What was the other one's name?
Yeah, because
Uh,
they actually like admitted to it, and
Yeah,
I
William
think paid
Macy's wife.
Yeah, Felicity Huffman.
Yep.
Felicity Huffman.
because they I think paid some retribution on that earlier
I'm
on.
sure.
She
I'm
at
sure they
least
threw
Felicity
money at it
though
like they
admitted
always
she did it. She did it and it was wrong. Lori's trying to fucking get out of it and denying it.
Yeah, and her yeah. Mhm.
I will say, you guys, I hate to say this, but my opinion of John Stamos is kind of dropping because he's kind of doing a lot of like TikToks with Lori.
He's
And-
been defending her the whole time.
Mhm.
Which I don't know. I don't know the story, so it's not my business. I don't care. But I know that he was on something, maybe Armchair Expert, and he was talking about her and he was saying, we don't know the whole story.
Okay, but the story is she paid them and she lied, and that's all you need to know. There's nothing extra.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there is. I don't know.
I don't know, but
I don't
I'm
know.
really starting to be not a fan of John Stamos, which is like heartbreaking because
That's
we know
true.
I've been in love with him for
A
20
long
plus
time.
years.
Right. Well,
Sometimes true colors come out, and
I know.
I know.
I know. Look at Matt Rife.
ugh. Don't get me started on that.
I know.
tool.
I know.
Okay. I
All right,
want to
this
get to some of the good ones that I watched this year. I
Yes.
don't know if you guys did, but one of the ones I
I've
really
only seen the
enjoyed.
one. I've really dropped the ball, you guys. I'm so sorry.
Well, maybe at the
I sh-
end of the year, we can do a little New Year's Eve wrap up and talk about any other ones we've seen.
I hate that the Hallmark Channel app does not have the most recent
know.
movies. I
I know.
fucking hate it. What's
So
the point
dumb.
of you?
It's so dumb. I know. Anyway, and some
Anyways.
of these can be found on Peacock.
Mhm.
Peacock is re-airing some of them because I know when I started watching Never Been Christ, which is the Tyler one,
I love him.
I started watching that and then I stopped. Like I thought it was halfway through, but when I went back to rewatch it, I was like, oh, I've seen this. Oh, I've seen this. Oh, I've seen this. I think I missed like the last 10 minutes. Anyway, when I went back to watch it again, it was gone. So then I had to record it on Friendly and wait for it to be re-aired so I could finish watching it. But
How was it?
it was good. It was
Good.
good. I liked it.
Yeah,
I
that was
thought it
one that
was-
had a different ending.
Well, yeah, it's yeah.
Don't spoil it. 'Cause
Okay.
I haven't seen
One
it.
thing I will say is that I was going to talk about a different one, but let me go back to that one. Okay. So I did like that they had a Hanukkah aspect to it too.
Yep.
It was
did.
there was two best friends and one celebrated Christmas and the other one celebrated Hanukkah, but they celebrated both of them together
Yep.
with each other. They went to
I
each
do
other's
like
families.
And
I
I
do
like
really
that
like
they showed like how families don't always get along with
Mhm.
certain things, and like
Mhm.
this one just felt so. This had to be like a new director, a new producer,
Yeah.
somebody coming into this, because there was just
Yeah.
it felt very different than
It
a
did.
lot of them.
Yep. I thought so too. And the only thing I didn't like is that they made the Jewish girl kind of a bitch. I didn't like her.
Yeah, I think both of them had their flaws, and I think they
Sure.
just highlighted on one more than the other at times.
I mean, they
Um,
didn't make her sound like she's a bitch because she's Jewish. Certainly wasn't like that. But
No,
Good.
because I would say that I felt that the other friend was also kind of a bitch.
really,
So
I guess I just
because-
liked her better. The
And-
actress.
yeah, I think it was just I think that they were trying to show because they're two best friends who have been best friends for so long that like
Junior high or something.
they're even before that
Maybe,
but
yeah.
they're like finishing each other's sentences and they do everything together and then but also by doing everything together are they truly living their own lives
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
so then we see so
Are they losing their identity and just becoming
yes
one
and
person?
this is where all of a sudden they start to see some of their identity come out that's different than each other and they both blame the other person for some of those issues. So I think
and that was never
I think
been
you just are
Chris?
going to be drawn towards one or the other a little bit more because I saw like you see the one who goes for the guy and the one goes for friends that she didn't have in high school that she's now
Mhm.
connecting with.
Mhm.
And
The
both
cool
of them
kids that wouldn't talk to them in high school.
But then both of them get jealous and mad of each other because they're both living things that the other would have liked to do too, but they can't date the same guy and they can't have the same relationship with everybody as
Well, they
have with
could
each
if they
other.
wanted to be polyamorous, but
Sure. I mean, I don't think the
That's
guy
a-
would have cared.
that's
would
a
have been
little
fine.
too progressive for Hallmark at this
Yeah, I
point.
don't think they're not there yet. They're not there yet.
Mr. I'm a vegan, but not a vegan.
Yeah. I'm a vegan, but I eat salmon. He was funny.
Yeah.
Tyler was funny. And he was Chris.
I
Okay.
will say he
You
annoyed me
should
at
watch it,
times
Megan,
during
you'd like
that. And that was also a purposeful thing is they made him presumptuous so that it made him annoying so that you didn't fall in love with him as the character. So, but
I still thought he was pretty fucking charming though.
I love him. Tyler Haynes.
I would have
fucking
gone
love
out with him
so much.
Tyler, yeah.
Tyler, call me.
Because John Stamos is out.
He's out. You're in. All right. You've been
out.
promoted.
But definitely Hallmark, please make more movies like this that are about friendship and family and stuff. And it doesn't mean you have to, like that you're less than because you don't have a relationship at the holidays, because that is where a lot of these movies go to is that, oh, you must be just that old spinster.
Yep. Yeah.
And
the only thing you're missing in your life is love
and children.
But
yeah.
no, you can have a full life without either of those things.
That's right. That's right.
You don't need it.
So more of these movies that have just something different to them. Just give us like people actually having liquid in their cups.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one I watched, I started to watch, but totally tuned out. I will say they did have hot chocolate. It was really cute. What was it? It was the woman's next door. Oh my God, I have to find it.
That's like half of the movies. So
The woman next door. Okay, while you're looking.
Okay.
Or do you want to keep talking about it?
Nope. You can.
While you're looking, I want to make sure that
picture a perfect Christmas. That's what it is.
Oh, okay. Is that a new one this year? That doesn't sound familiar.
Let me look.
I'm only watching 2023 ones this year so far. Once I get all those done, then I'll watch
2019. So it is an older one.
An oldie, but a goodie.
It was, yeah. So a professional photographer returns home for Christmas to visit her grandmother and is hired as a nanny for the young nephew of their next door neighbor. So I did start to watch it. It was cute.
Okay.
And they did have hot chocolate with marshmallows. So,
well,
but yeah, it's almost all, they never have liquid. Like they give them empty cups and we're like, we're not stupid. There's nothing
in
fucking in those cups.
At least put some weight or something in it. Just make it just make the bottom have weight in it, because the way that they're like, oh, look at all this. And you're like, that is not how you would walk. Most people, when you walk with a full cup of hot chocolate, two of them, you're sitting there staring at them and walking forward and being like, okay,
You're not
stop.
just like
they're sloshing a little bit and
nonchalantly strolling down the fucking sidewalk
where
with
there's
snow
been a couple
glue
of times
to your
where
boots.
somebody's had it and it's like tilted in their hand and you're like, they didn't catch that one.
Yeah. There was
someone in editing dropped the ball there.
Yeah. There was one that I watched today called Santa Summit, and they had
several
times they had drinks, and they were like fun drinks, and they were real drinks, and they're drinking them, and they get the whipped cream on their nose and everything. So it was real. That was a really cute one. But
I'm probably watching that one tonight.
Good. I like that one a lot. And that was more about friendship too.
Okay.
Each of the girls, were looking at a guy, but It's
Yep.
okay. But the one I want to make sure I mention, because I've tried to do this like 5 times and I've distracted myself every time. It's called Holiday Hotline.
Oh, yep.
And the premise is, I'll just read it from in IMDb. After leaving London, Abby connects with an anonymous caller while working at a cooking hotline. It's a turkey hotline.
Oh my god, cute.
The
Like the bird
caller-
or the country?
The bird.
Is this the one where he's trying to shut, like he's measuring the oven to put a
Yes.
turkey in? And I'm
Yes.
like, why are you measuring an oven?
It's a big turkey. So the caller is single dad John, in quotes, who Abby unknowingly has become smitten with in real life.
Cute.
So she comes to wherever this magical town
John.
is,
Yeah.
and from London, where she has broken up with her boyfriend, of course, the chef at the restaurant she works at,
Obviously.
because he stole her recipe
He-
for popovers. But what do they call them?
It's a pudding.
Bastard.
Yorkshire pudding.
Teamwork.
And so she goes to this place and she stays at an apartment building where this guy does like handyman stuff at this apartment building. So she meets him that way.
Mhm.
Then there's another lady. This is a really big cast and all the actors are good.
Can I go out on a limb and say that I bet the handyman is actually John, the caller?
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
And we know that right away. we know that in the beginning. So it's not a surprise or anything. But she gets one of the neighbor ladies says, "Oh, you should, being that you're a chef, you should go work at this hotline. They're looking for people." But she is English, British, and
Mhm.
the people that
Measurements.
are calling don't think that a British person would know how to make a turkey. So she puts on an American accent.
Oh,
and
Sure.
and she picks her different name. I think it's Peggy or something. So when she talks to him, he doesn't know it's her. She
Right,
doesn't know
because
it's
she's
him.
got her British accent,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then in the look at that.
It's really
Sounds
cute though.
so-
It's
it
really
sounds
well written.
adorable.
It's funny. It's well
That's good.
written.
What's it called
Um,
again?
It's called Holiday Hotline.
Thank you.
And
I'm gonna
when-
text you in 5 minutes and ask you what it is.
what was the name of that one where
was
they're
it?
the turkey?
The turkey?
So there's scenes where they're talking to each other and he's in his kitchen trying to put the turkey thing together and she's at the hotline place. But they have her, the way they filmed it is she's in the room with him. But
mhm.
she's
Oh,
they don't
yeah,
see
but
each
she's
other.
not. Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah.
right. Yeah, it's really cute. Anyway,
That
I
sounds
really
really
liked
good.
that one.
And you
And-
watched that on Friendly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look for that because that does sound really cute. What's it called? Just kidding. I remember.
Are you
Holiday
gonna?
Hotline.
Are we going towards Biltmore next?
Yes. Yes.
All right, I'm
But
gonna
let
run to
me
the
say
restroom
quick.
real quick. I'll
Okay.
be right back.
All right. This one, Holiday Hotline, was written by Julie Sherman Wolfe. And because I like the writing so much, I looked her up. And she also wrote Hanukkah on Rye and The Holiday Spectacular, both from last year, which were two of my favorite ones from last year.
Nice.
So if you find a Hallmark movie that is written by Julie Sherman Wolfe, it's going to be a good one.
I have. There's ones that I really liked, and they're from a couple years ago, and there was like 2 or 3 in the series. But of course, I can't remember what the name of it was. But it was a woman who was going to. She was trying to find her father, and she ends up going to this, town or whatever, and he was a famous author, so people think that she's going there to just get money and stuff, but she's really just trying to find her identity and all this sort of stuff. And I can't remember what it was, but it was really interesting. I think that was from like 2019, 2020, somewhere in there.
Okay. Well, if you think of the name, let me know. I'll put it in the show notes.
I probably won't. I tried looking it up. And that is not easy.
Yeah, when you don't know any of the actors or anything.
Mm.
The Hallmark one, Christ, the Hotline one did have, I liked the guy in it. I liked both of them, actually. The girl was adorable too, but his name is still Niall Matter or Mater.
Okay.
Matter, but I heard someone else pronounce it Mater. And she is Emily Tennant. And she's very familiar to me. I looked her up and she's not British. So the British accent was fake.
Okay.
The American accent was real. And do you want to wait for Megan to do the Biltmore one, or I don't think she saw it. No, she didn't. So
I think we can get going on it.
okay. So yeah, Biltmore Christmas.
She says I can hear you guys.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Megan.
Oh, that's right. She's got her Bluetooth headphones in. So a Biltmore Christmas. This is the IMDb synopsis. Follows Lucy as she is hired to write a script for the remake of a holiday movie. She joins a tour of the grounds. This is written terribly. It takes place at a hotel. They don't mention that. Biltmore. She joins a tour of the grounds, and when she knocks an hourglass over, she finds herself transported back in time to 1946. But it was actually 1947.
47. Yep. By the way, did you know that? Did you get to see the commercials in between?
Yeah.
With some of those that show like the behind the scenes that they did at
Yeah.
the actual Biltmore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is of the Vanderbilt family in Asheville, North Carolina.
Okay. Okay. I didn't get where it was, but I know they're like selling tickets to it. You can go.
Yeah.
So it's like in connection with this
Yep.
film.
It's Asheville, North Carolina. So they were doing a lot of tourism for Asheville. So it was actually filmed at the true Biltmore.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a beautiful building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I loved this movie. I laughed.
Good.
I cried. It was,
I
loved
adore Bethany Joy Lenz.
Oh,
who is
she's
the
a
main
doll.
character in this.
And I like the guy too, Christopher
Yes.
Palaha.
Yep.
I really liked him too. He fit that old movie star image just perfectly in his tuxedo and his perfect hair. And
in one of the like behind the scenes that they were doing, they were reading off like facts about what's been filmed at the Biltmore and that sort of stuff. And they had fun chemistry as they were like there joking around with each other too, which is, they're not necessarily reading off a script, but they're reading, and then all of a sudden she just starts like reading really fast.
Yeah, that was cute to see those little behind the scenes things. I liked that.
Mm-hmm.
This is by far my favorite one that I've ever seen, I think, any year.
Yeah, I like this
So
one
far.
too, because it did have a different part of the story. It did have some ties, and actually, we made some comments, and I'm not going to give away any of the ending or anything, but we made some guesses that were accurate, I'll say, as we were kind of going through this. But I liked, that it showed in so many ways that we know oftentimes that people don't get along on set. And in that movie that they were showing is like the, lead did not like the leading lady. And
everybody who said that the other guy was like Mr. Friendly, Mr. Hollywood, everybody loves him, was actually a dick. And I knew he would be because they said it in the very beginning. And I'm like, oh, she's going to find out that guy's really actually a dick.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love a movie when they're transported back in time.
Oh, and this one did it so well. And I'm like, how are they going to end this? I really didn't know how they were going to end it.
We kind of guessed. That's one of the ones I guessed.
I
didn't guess completely how part of it went.
Yeah, I know.
And you probably know what I'm talking about, but yes.
Yeah.
But I loved the woman that she meets, who then becomes her friend.
Oh,
and
like on the tour.
And photographer, and like is like, I'll be your lookout.
Yeah.
Just goes with it right off the bat. Like, well, you weren't standing here, now you are, so it must be real.
Yeah. I now believe in time travel. I'll be right here in 2023 waiting for you when you get back.
Yep.
And say hello to so-and-so for me.
It's
really cute, Megan.
Really
you gotta watch
cute.
it.
Yep, you do.
It's the best one.
It's called A Biltmore Christmas.
Okay.
In case you didn't catch that.
I'll forget. So thank you, Amy,
I'll text
but I
you
will
later.
forget.
Okay. Are there any Heidelberg Holiday? Did you see that one?
Oh yeah, I saw ads for that one, but haven't watched it.
So that one, I watched the whole thing thinking that was Emily Osment. It was not. Her name is Ginny Claire Mason, and she's adorbs.
And she's about
sings.
like this big.
She's tiny and she sings. And I was watching this one, and Greg walked through the room and he goes, nice fake German accent, because it takes place in Germany. So I looked up the actor. This is what it says on IMDb. Frederick with lots of little umlauts and stuff over there.
Yep.
Or accent aigus. Brossier, his French name, was born in 1992. That's one year I met Greg. in Frankfurt, Maine, Hesse, Germany, but
Huh.
grew up in
So-
Rudelsheim, Maine, Hesse, Germany. He is of German French ancestry and grew up bilingual. So take that, Greg.
Greg.
Yep.
If that's even his real name.
I know.
There's another
Lame.
one out there that looks interesting. It's the Norwegian holiday.
Yeah, I have that one recorded. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, that we've been kind of looking at that one, and I'm like, you know what? I look at that a little bit. It's doesn't have like the typical like leading guy in it from the commercials I've seen, the strong
Right.
jawline
Yeah.
and like trying to be a model type. Not that that's
Mhm.
anything wrong with that, but just
Like
saying that
Ryan Pavey is what you're saying? Because he is very
I
strong
don't know any
jawline.
of
Yeah,
their
he is.
names. I
He is
just
strong
I'm like,
jaw.
oh yeah, I recognize that one from another one.
I'm just starting to put them all together.
Mhm.
I
I
like,
know Tyler.
yep, Tyler and my Luke McFarlane. I love him. And his movie this year was Catch Me If You Claws,
Oh, cute.
which I wrote my one sentence review is stupid name, Hottie Santa.
This makes me think that we just need to have like a checkerboard of like, the guys leading guys and leading ladies and just check off like when they're in movies
Yes.
together.
I almost started a spreadsheet today.
Why am I not even surprised by that?
I literally was like, then I can go by who is the writer of everyone and then check
I'm
the
actually
writer.
surprised you don't have
I
a
know. I think it's
spreadsheet.
because I fell asleep. Otherwise, I would have. But that one was cute too.
Yeah. I do think that they're getting better. My dad will say, if he turns them on in the morning because Bodie, who's our resident expert on Hallmark movies, likes to
Mhm.
spend his day laying on the bed watching Hallmark. And
Sure.
the old ones are
Who doesn't?
Right.
so bad,
They
Yeah.
are really bad.
and I don't know when exactly the whole like Hallmark era really took off, where it's like they were always doing movies, but all of
Yeah.
a sudden in the last few years, it's like
Yeah, it's
everyone's
been like the
became
last,
okay
I
to
would say
us.
like 10 years, 5 to 10 years is when it's really taken off.
I feel like it's in the last 5 maybe that it's really gone. And that's where some of the demand of like, hey, you need to have some diversity of
Yep.
several different things. Hi,
People are
Wesley.
But
actually
at
watching
least-
this shit.
At least they're listening
Yes.
and they're doing it. I mean,
And they know that we have bingo cards. And
Yeah.
they know that we
they
rate
put out
movies on.
freaking wine last year
Yeah.
because they knew people played a drinking game.
Yeah. And
I
so
will
they're
say
playing
I'm-
along and
yeah.
they're putting stuff in there. I noticed last year they were like, would you like a hot chocolate? Wink, wink.
Yep.
Because I know that it's, somebody drank because they mentioned hot chocolate. So
there's-
I know.
There's definitely nods, or sometimes somebody will say
Mhm.
something like, man, it never snows like this kind of snow, or
Yeah.
just like little
Yeah.
things, and you're like, oh, we see you, we
I
hear
mean,
you.
the writers though, they can't be thinking that they're breaking any new ground with these
No.
movies. I mean,
No.
they're not, but they're cute. They're those feel-good movies
Yeah.
that you put on when you just want something easy that
And-
doesn't have any thinking or anything like that.
Exactly. And I think,
Yeah.
we've been watching a lot of them on the weekends and stuff. And, my dad's always kind of made fun of us in the past years. He'll watch one
Mhm.
or two, but this year he's really been like, oh, we should watch more Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
And I think, as I told both of you before previously, just with how this year has gone and this fall has been really hard for my family with,
Mhm.
just,
Yeah.
the loss of a family member and a sickness of another just gets tough.
Yeah.
And I think we all just kind of grasp for something that's
Easy
easy
and
and
fake and-
heartwarming.
and no problems and everything's
Yep.
perfect. And it for that hour and a half or 2 hours, it just lets you forget your life, forget
Yep.
whatever
If
is
you-
going on, and you just fall into the movie.
If
Mhm.
you record them, you can fast forward and get them down to about 84 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I
Any-
think that's what the last few years has been. I never watched them until 2 years ago. And I think that's just because, well, first of all, when the lockdown started, we were all watching more TV.
mhm.
But I think it's like you said, an escape just to,
Mhm.
with all the shit show that
Shit
the
in the
world
world.
is becoming.
Yep.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Before we get off the topic of Hallmark, I want to plug. Oh, you have something else to say?
I have one more movie that I don't know
Oh,
if you
okay.
guys have seen this one. And this is one where I say that unfortunately the kids acting makes it a little hard, but the story is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's called A Season for Family.
Okay.
Okay.
And
seen
it is a woman who lives in California, has an adopted son, and he's doing a class project and is trying to do like his family tree. And they reach out to the adoption agency to try and learn more about his family and finds out that he has a brother. So she
Oh.
goes back home where the adoptive brother is. She tried calling the adoptive father of this boy whose wife has passed away. And they never told their son that he's adopted. And so, but then there, you know, weird things happen and they just keep running into each other over and over and over again. And then the boys become good friends and they kind of start dating. But like I said, sometimes
The boys start dating?
no, the boys become friends and the parents start dating.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
the acting, you know, the kids are adorable, but their acting is, you got one kid who is maybe a teenager who's supposed to be playing like a 10-year-old.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the surprise eyes.
Oh,
Just
I know. Sometimes you just got to overlook the kids acting.
Oh, yeah. You'll watch it and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Like the movie is good itself.
I will say, I don't know if I could watch that one. Adoption movies are a big trigger for me.
Oh, yeah.
I tend to get really upset for various reasons by them.
Yeah.
So, but I'll try it. I'll try it.
Well,
you don't have to.
Yeah,
you
can push it if it's going to be weird for you. We can still talk about more movies. I just wanted to make sure, because I meant to say this in the beginning and I forgot. There is a podcast called Deck the Hallmark. And it's three guys. Oh,
you mentioned that in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Three
guys. I remember that,
who,
Amy.
Hey, look at that.
The one thing I remembered.
They talk about the Hallmark movies that are out this year. So I have listened to a couple episodes of theirs. One I listened to was the Heidelberg Holiday before I watched it. And then I listened to the Never Been Christ after I watched it. But anyway.
Do you recommend listening before you watch the movie or after? Or doesn't it matter?
I don't think it makes any difference. I made a point to watch the Heidelberg one because I had heard the podcast already and it sounded cute. But it, you know, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember when they talked about this scene, you know, so it, I don't know. It's either way. I mean, I think there's going to be spoilers. I mean, you know, God forbid.
Well, how many spoilers can you have in a Hallmark movie?
Right.
Let's be real.
But it is, I just found it on my regular podcast app, but apparently if you have Philo TV, they have video. It's on there like a TV show.
Oh, cool.
On there. So if you have Philo, you can watch it there. Otherwise, you can just listen on. I don't know if there's another way to watch it video wise. I haven't looked into that. But anyway, one of the guys loves Hallmark. One of them is meh, and the other one hates Hallmark. So it's the three of them discussing these shows. And
okay, that sounds real good.
It's really good. And they're cool guys. They're, you know, they're not bro guys. They're cool.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Deck the Hallmark if you're looking for a Christmas podcast.
Which who isn't?
I found it delightful. Are there any other ones we want to talk about?
None that I can remember.
I just have a lot to watch now.
Yeah. I'll mention one more that I really liked. I gave it 4.5 hot chocolates.
Ooh, that's big.
Yeah. Well, the Biltmore, I didn't even get to tell you when my
was
Biltmore.
That a 6?
That was, I wrote it down. That is 100 hot chocolates with extra whipped cream and Baileys.
Wow.
Ooh.
It does sound really good. I'm gonna.
I really liked that. Yeah. One. But this other one was called. Where did it go in my book? Scrolling through my thing.
I have some non-Hallmark when you're done with your Hallmark one.
Okay. It's called Where Are You Christmas? Addie wishes for a year without Christmas, and she wakes up in a world of black and white. She must work together with the town mechanic to restore Christmas.
Oh, cute.
So it literally black and white. Like she wakes up and she's like, everything's like black and white. She's black and white. Yeah.
Like Pleasantville. Yeah.
Somebody said, I haven't seen Pleasantville, but someone said it's
so
similar.
Cute.
Yeah.
I really like Pleasantville.
Yeah. So somebody in the stream arena said it's a cross between Pleasantville and It's a Wonderful Life because
Okay.
she ends up
Mhm.
having to make the town remember Christmas because Christmas doesn't exist. She's like, when's the Christmas pageant? And they're like, the what? What are you talking about?
Oh, so also like the one where nobody remembers the Beatles.
Oh, I don't know that.
Oh, I can't remember what the movie's called, but it's somebody where he wakes up and nobody remembers the Beatles except for him. And then he finds like two other people who remember the Beatles.
Oh,
Is it a
And-
Hallmark movie?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say that doesn't. I didn't know.
I didn't know either. I didn't know
Yeah.
either.
Don't give me that tude.
Dude.
Does it sound like something that the Hallmark Channel would
Listen,
do?
maybe they branched out. They've got same-sex couples, so
Yeah.
anything's possible with them.
Yeah. There was one that I
Called
picked
Yesterday.
out. Oh, that makes sense. There was one that I picked out because I thought it maybe was going to be lesbians, but it wasn't. I was disappointed. Maybe
That's a
someday.
bummer. They'll get there.
Anyway, that's I think there's a couple that I've seen now that I haven't talked about, but that's okay. They weren't that great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few out there, a couple that we just stopped and didn't watch, but
Mhm.
there are a couple streamers that I've watched. Genie on
Oh
Peacock.
yeah. I want to see that.
That's with Melissa McCarthy.
Greg told me you could watch that all by yourself.
As a genie, and it's around Christmas time, so Christmas is but it's kind of cute, and it's about him trying to realize what he has in life is good enough, sort of thing. So I recommend that, and kind of learning in this way. They describe where the 3 wishes that a genie can grant comes from, because when he gets the genie, she's like, no, you have unlimited wishes. And he's like, well, where'd the 3 wishes come from? That comes later on. And they tell you where
I have a
that
guess. I have a guess. Is it religious?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the 3 wise men.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope. But yeah, even there is a connection with, where she's like, what's all this stuff? And they're like, oh, it's Christmas. And he's like, celebrating Jesus's birth. And she goes, who? And so he explains it. She goes, oh, so he wasn't lying.
Yeah. They put that in the commercials. He was the son of God.
Yep. And so that's cute. And then we watched last night a family switch.
Oh,
is
you
that
did mention that in the
Yes.
post,
with
too. You
Jennifer
said it was
Garner?
really cute.
Yeah, it's with Jennifer Garner and Ed
Love
Helm.
her.
And then the blonde girl, I can't think of her name, is from Wednesday. She's Wednesday's
Her best
roommate.
friend.
And then the
yeah.
I
boy
love her
is
friend. She's
the
so
boy is from Mighty Ducks, the new
Okay.
version.
cute. Oh,
It's just there's some of it that is so like, because of course everybody's got some big thing happening the next day after they all switch bodies,
Mhm.
and it all just gets fucked up. But
Right.
the best is that they're walking around, and this isn't a big thing, but they're going like, you're like, why do they have the dog with them? Well, they also have a toddler. So I'll let you guess what happens when everybody switches bodies.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It is.
All right.
How
I'll have to
funny.
It's
check
worth
that one out.
watching. Just,
Yeah, I'll watch that because I love
just for
Jennifer
the toddler
Garner.
running around like a dog, and the dog doing a diaper. The dog potty trains. And then they leave the kid and the dog with the neighbor. Who's like,
Hijinks ensue.
the neighbor's like, oh, I can see why you guys are screwed up. Oh,
Cute.
anyways,
All right, we'll have to
that
watch
was
that one
a
too.
cute one, and I think we're gonna watch Candy Cane Lane with Eddie Murphy here this week yet.
Mm.
Mm.
That's on Prime.
I just remembered I had a dream last night that I was friends with Eddie Murphy.
Oh.
Just came to me now. It was weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why
Anyway,
were you dreaming about Eddie Murphy?
I have no idea. Probably because I saw a commercial for that show.
Could be.
Oh, that could be it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
All right.
normally think about Freddie Murphy. that
Eddie
often.
Murphy, not Freddie.
Eddie Murphy, not Freddie Mercury.
Eddie Murphy. I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say Freddie Mercury when I said, yeah, Neither of them I think about very often. I appreciate them both, especially
Right.
Freddie Mercury.
Right.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Should we wrap up?
Yeah, I
Probably.
think so.
Wrap it
I
up.
think you got enough
wrap
for
it
like
up.
2 episodes now.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, this is just a bonus episode. So we just hope that you guys had fun with their little holiday stuff. We will likely not be releasing anything until our season premiere, which is January 4th. But on
So
that
go back
episode,
and listen to some
Yeah.
of our old ones.
yeah, you can listen to last year's holiday Hallmark wrap up.
Yep.
But
Let
on
us know
our
if there's any you enjoyed.
Yes.
reach
We're
out to
always
us on
open for
socials and-
recommendations.
yeah. That season premiere episode, January 4th, we will be recapping season 11, episode 1.
Mm.
And the reason we picked this is that one of the clients, it was a family, somebody in
Mhm.
that family has expressed an interest in coming on the show as a guest.
Yes.
So we're gonna watch it, and then we haven't said it yet, so it still might not happen, but we hope
TBD.
it does. We hope it does.
Mhm.
So that's why we're going to do that one. I did watch it again a week ago or so, but I'll watch it again. It's a good one.
Mhm.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
It checks
For
all
sure.
the boxes for believability to me.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I think
I will
it'd be
say
really funny.
I watched the episode this
Mm.
morning, and I wasn't gonna take notes during it. Then I was like, "Oh, fuck it, I'm already here." So
Yeah,
I took my
that's what I
notes
do.
out, and I have a bunch of notes and whatnot. And I was like, man, this last season they did Amy dirty.
They did.
Like,
It's real bad
really
when you go
did.
back and watch
when you
earlier
watch some of
ones.
the other ones, and like
Mhm.
they made her cookie cutter at times this past season comparatively to previous seasons. Like we've
Mhm.
made fun of like her being like, yes, that's what I saw. Well,
Mhm.
this time she like directed a lot more in the review, in the sketch, and was like, no, I think you need to do this, which is what they did for Cindy,
Yep.
Right.
which then made Amy look even worse
Right.
Yep.
in that part. So
Yep.
anyways,
Because
I'll say,
they were editing those first 5 episodes that Amy was on. They were
Yeah.
editing those when she was already gone.
yes.
So they can
So they were
edit them
probably
however they want.
shady. They were
Yeah.
probably pissed off as fuck at
Oh,
her.
yeah. Yeah, I'm
So
sure they
they're
were.
like, we're gonna fuck her over.
Yeah.
Make
Well,
her look
and there
like
was
an idiot.
there's one point in this episode too that Steve says something and she's like, oh, like she's like just her response to it was just like,
Mm-hmm.
like you can sense some potential dissension already
Mhm.
Yeah.
from back then.
And that was season 11, right?
Yep. So 2019, I think, is when that season came out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she said this had been going on for 10 years, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it got worse every year,
Yes.
especially as our political climate got worse every year.
Yes.
And she's the only sane one on the show.
Yes.
Anyway. So, all right. Well, thanks for
everybody.
joining us, everyone. Yep.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Thank you for listening to the Activity Continues podcast. We really appreciate you giving us your ears for a bit. Please reach out if you have a suggestion for which episode of the Dead Files we should cover next, or if you have a spooky story you'd like us to share on the show. We can be reached at theactivitycontinues@gmail.com or through our website or any of our socials. Links are all in the description of the show. Please feel free to drop us a note and say hi. And join us next time when the activity continues. The Activity Continues is produced by me, Amy, at Collected Sounds Media, and is part of the independent Collected Sounds podcast network. We are also proud members of the Boo Pod network of super cool podcasts.
Nailed it.